Sustainability is a really important philosophy for us here at the winery. There's a big commitment to the environment and also using resources carefully, and this goes throughout the organization. It permeates the whole team. There have been so many initiatives here at the winery, but one that I really am most proud of because it came from the team and everyone got so engaged was the Blue Team.
The Blue Team consists of just the cellar operations personnel, and the idea was to find ways of how we can conserve water. The old way of cleaning a tank, we would use anywhere from 500 to 1,000 gallons of water to clean a tank. We were able to get that down to about 120 to 160 gallons of water. And that all comes from recycling. What we've devised is a way of capturing those chemicals and reusing them for the next tank and moving it from tank to tank. Checking the pH throughout.
Being able to save 80% on our tank washing, really proud of those guys.
We went from about 4 or 5, I think, water meters to now, at this time, we have 15. Once we were able to measure the different uses of water throughout the facility, we were able to look at how then we can improve the processes to improve how much water we were using. We're able to drop the number of wastewater gallons that we were sending out to our processed wastewater ponds.
You see nice green lawns here at Franciscan, but those are all using the processed wastewater from the winery.
By doing that, over the last 2 years or so, we've been able to save over 3.5 million gallons of water being pumped out of the ground. Now we're not using electricity either. We're using water that we already would have pumped. Cooling towers use a lot of water to cool down buildings and tanks, and we can see where there's opportunities there. So we can raise what we call glycol temperatures to control the tanks, and we have a weekly meeting about that to be able to raise the temperatures, which saves water in the cooling towers because we're not trying to cool so much, and it saves energy from running the pumps on the refrigeration skids as well.
In the barrel warehouses or around the winery, we use electric forklifts. We've changed over from an old style to a new style. The new style batteries and the charging mechanisms are more efficient for electricity use, so they charge in different cycles. So they'll turn on, charge for a little bit and turn off, and then once they reach a certain charge, then they'll completely shut down, and then I'll kick in and do what's called a trickle charge on the battery. They use about half the amount of electricity that the old units used to use.
I think one of the things that wasn't fully explored was having the maintenance department involved with some of these decisions. They know the equipment better to run this facility than most people in winemaking or even myself.
What we did with our fountain, we installed a variable frequency drive, which allows us to control the speed of energy that is going to the motor and allows the motor to run at whatever speed we want it to. So in the past, that motor used to get 100% power to where now it can be dropped down to 40% power, which with that said, the spout coming off the top of the fountain, instead of going up 3 feet in the air, we bring it down to maybe 12 inches. And the reason we did that is because of the spray, the wind, the evaporation, and we've actually reduced the runtime on it also to where we're not running all day long like we used to.
I like working at Franciscan Winery and being a member of the Green Team because no idea is a bad idea. Every idea is listened to. Right now we have between 8 and 10 members, and they range from all types and all different departments. We basically just have an open forum where you're free to share what you've learned over the past month. After the meeting, we discuss launching new ideas, how we're going to do it. Also followed up by an email that comes from Lenice that kind of gives a recycling tip of the month.
It's important to give people new information because you want to keep them engaged with new ideas, things that they've never thought of. For example, we went over to our recycling center across the street. The tidbit that we got from them was that when you recycle anything with a cap on it, we typically just toss it in the recycle. We don't think to put the cap back on. If you don't put the cap back on, they fall right through the sorting system.
About a year ago, we launched our food waste program. All of the food that's accumulated from the kitchen that is just scraps or food that's left over after a meal is served is accumulated in these buckets, and then we recycle it on a weekly basis. Last year we had accumulated about 13 tons of food waste here. When we go to launch it in the break room, we hope that that number doubles or even triples in the next year.
We all have this strong passion to keep growing and keep finding new and better ways of doing things.
You know, I think what sets our team apart is the devotion on a personal level to these ideas.
I'm super passionate about recycling, so it's really exciting to be able to bring that to my work life as well and to share information that I find with my colleagues.
I'm very passionate about sustainability. I'm passionate about it because that's our future, and if we don't protect it, we're going to lose it.